Hi everybody, my name's Commander Snake. I'm an Australian Lasertag player from Perth, and I'm here at the 2024 Finnish National Championships held in Tampere. And I'm really excited to kind of share my experience of the competition and kind of the day-to-day what's happening with you all. So first of all, this is a very new comp for me. It's my first European competition, and with that comes a big format change. Moving over from 2 shots per second over in Australia to the 1 shot per second with stuns that they play over here. It's also a 7-second DAC instead of an 8-second DAC, which isn't too much of a change, but it's also like one that you definitely have to get used to, considering when you're kind of used to people coming up compared to when they're actually coming up over here. So it's taken me a little bit to kind of really hone in on when they're gonna come up. But yeah, with those settings over here comes like an entirely different playstyle. It feels a lot more slow and methodical. There's a lot less opportunity for the kind of hero players you can sometimes see in Australia. The competition being on H Pro as well, there's a lot of long angles through the maze. You take a lot of duels around panels especially. It's very interesting, and I'm really enjoying learning this new kind of format. So yeah, it's not just the like kind of play style that's different. There's also a lot that's different with the maze and bases. So there's three identical bases basically throughout the maze. There's some very small differences, but nothing significant. And they're all symmetrical. They look a little bit like an elephant. So there's kind of 2 corridors going around for the ears, and there's a like trunk door through the middle. So they have 3 doors. The base is right in the middle. And it's very interesting. If you want to check out a maze map, I believe you can find it on the Finnish Lasertag Facebook page, alongside the competition format, and the settings are also in that Google Sheet document as well, I believe. So another thing with the maze is that the roof feels quite low, and the acoustics, all the walls are very close together, so the acoustics are quite bad. It's very difficult to tell when other people are coming up. There's not much pack masking, but it's all like naturally pack masked because the packs are quite quiet themselves, coupled with all the screaming that's going on for comming. So there's a lot happening, and it makes it quite difficult to hear compared to like an Australian maze. For example, Albury, where we just played, had a very high ceiling. It was a lot easier to hear the packs and when they were going to come up and such. Also with the maze, the midfield's quite interesting. There's a lot of really tight panels. I don't think we would ever see anything like that in Australian comp. It would either be a one-way zone or just removed or widened or something. There's just a lot of like narrow passes. But that being said, the competition just feels slower in general. Like there's not the same levels of speed that you can sometimes see it in Australian comp and such. So those narrower ways, like there's always, I haven't been in a situation in my limited time yet that there's been a bit of an impasse. Like someone's always, the first person there is generally let through first and such. So yeah, it's definitely interesting seeing some of these small differences. Another big difference in the maze is that basically every panel in the arena has a cutout in it. So every panel is straight up until maybe about rib height, I would guess, on me at least. I'm about average height for a laser tag player, I'd say. And then from there up until about just above my head is like a hexagon shaped cutout in the wall. So high holds are a little less prevalent just because there's not really any panel to high hold on, I would assume. And you often see most players just using a switch grip to hold opposite panels because there's a lot of crouching to stay behind that panel and stuff like that. There are full height panels still in the maze, just most of those midfield panels and such are those cutout panels, which is really interesting. So we had solos today, first event of the comp, first day of the comp. We did a little bit of training yesterday, but this is the official start of the competition. Personally, I had a blast. It was great getting to really practice the format and try and hone in on how to really field point in this maze. Obviously in a little bit different of a setting being in solos, but it's still the same kind of practice. It was not great results for me. I started off all right, coming 6th in my first game, and then dropped off a little bit in the last 2 games of the first round. Didn't have the strongest performances, but I was happy to have a strong start. And then in the kind of repecharge game, I just fell short of making the cut to get to the finals qualifier, and I was like a couple tags short of the top 5, which was necessary. If you want to check out the solos format, it's again in that Google Sheets document. It's really interesting how they do it over here, and I'm not going to try and pretend I understand it well enough to explain it all in this short video, but it's very interesting, and a lot of it is based around being in the top 5 of your game. So I highly recommend seeing how they play the solos format over here. The solos in general though went quite well. It was really entertaining to watch, and congratulations to Napis for winning, and Hacker for coming 2nd, and Elk for coming 3rd. So yeah, as I said, we did some training yesterday. I was playing with my teammate Capo, and was lucky enough to play with some of the really strong players over here, Heiki, Elk, and Hacker. They were incredibly accommodating. Like, I had an amazing time training those 6 games with those guys, and we tried some fun stuff. We tried some wacky strategies, and also got some training in our kind of like sections of the team. Yeah, it's a very fun maze, and I'm keen to play out a little bit more of the comp. Finally, my team. I've met 2 of my teammates for the first time, Capo yesterday and P3 today at the solos event. The other 2 of my teammates didn't play solos. They're coming down for the team event, which we have first thing tomorrow morning. We're in the first game against Team Destroyer and another team that I can't remember the name of right now. I'm playing on Type Oz with Capo, RBL, Snail, and P3. I'm very keen to see how we go. Don't really have too high expectations, considering we've never trained together, none of that kind of thing. I'm meeting them for the first time half an hour before we start. But yeah, I'm looking forward to it, and keen to tell you guys more about it tomorrow.